Hi everyone, Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for the 23rd of May 2024. Now, yesterday, Steve Clarke announced his provisional 28-man Scotland squad for Euro 2024. In there, from Rangers' perspective, is John Souttar and Ryan Jack, hoping to make the plane to Germany. The full squad includes goalkeepers Zander Clarke, Craig Gordon, Angus Gunn and Liam Kelly, player highly linked with Rangers, a return back to his boyhood club on freedom of contract from Motherwell. Defensive options, Liam Cooper, Grant Hanley, Jack Henry, Scott McKenna, ex-Rangers player Ross McCrory, Ryan Porteous, Anthony Ralston, captain Andy Robertson, John Souttar, Greg Taylor and Kieran Tierney. In the midfield, Stuart Armstrong's alongside Ryan Christie, Billy Gilmore, Ryan Jack, John McGinn, Callum McGregor, Kenny McLean and Scott McTominay, with the forward options Shea Adams, London Dykes, James Forrest, Scotland Player of the Year, Lauren Shankland, and making his first appearance in the Scotland squad, Liverpool youngster Ben Doak. Now, Steve Clarke will cut that 28-man squad down to 26 following two friendlies, the warm-up games before the tournament, matches against Gibraltar and Finland, ahead of course, the tournament opener against hosts Germany on the 14th of June. A lot will boil down to whether or not Ryan Jack is fit enough to be one of those 26 players. And Steve Clarke certainly noting this week in his press conference that he believes him to be fully fit. So we'll see whether or not he is used at the weekend by Philippe Clement in the Scottish Cup final. Talking about the Scottish Cup final, today was press conference day ahead of the big game at Hampden on Saturday. And some of the comments from the Rangers manager, Philippe Clement, talking about not giving anything away in terms of who's fit to play. The likes of Abdullah Sima, Rabbi Matondo, Leon Balogun, all hopeful that they're going to be fit enough to play at least some part of the game at Hampden on Saturday, but he's not prepared to let us know at this stage who's fit and who's not, although he is prepared to take some risks with it being the last game of the season. So plenty of time for the players to recover after the match, and to quote an old Stephen Gerrard-ism, empty the tank at Hampden on Saturday. Clement has urged these players to give everything at the National Stadium and to go hard with all the energy that they have left. Does mention about grabbing big moments and having a much better start in the previous games against Celtic this season. Now, I think that's absolutely critical, and lessons do have to be learned following the last couple of games, where a slow start and giving away bad goals kind of puts Rangers needing snookers before the game's really even started. So they've got to win the midfield battle for me and compete and try and get in Celtic's faces. And if they can get the opening goal, then they give themselves every opportunity of winning the second cup tournament of the season. Flint Clement mentioned in his press conference that the three derbies that he's been involved in this season have been close, but Rangers haven't helped themselves by getting a player sent off in two of them. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not one of those players, John Lundstrom, finds himself back involved, having been suspended for the final two league games of the season. Certainly a big fan opinion of him not being involved, especially given the fact that it looks like he's going to be moving on under freedom of contract in the summer. But he has been one of Clement's trusted players this season, and I just wonder whether or not he may well find himself pitched back in to the battle on Saturday, and it be his swan song, of which it may be for many of the Rangers players at the weekend. So full coverage of the Cup final coming on the Fourth Officials Patreon site over the next few days. Full preview of the match is recording tonight and will be released on Friday, and then we'll have our full post-match coverage on Saturday. Away from the men's cup final, it's also women's cup final day on Sunday as Rangers take on Hearts, and Joe Potter's side have warmed up this week by tying down some of their key players from this season on new contracts. So very well done to captain Nicola Docherty, Cathy Hill, And today, Kirsty Howat and Rio Hardy announced signing new 2-year deals. That's alongside yesterday's news that youngsters Jodie McCleary and Ailey Austin have signed new contracts as well. So a lot happening with regards to the Rangers women's team. And as I say, they take on Hearts on Sunday. And there'll be full coverage of the Women's Cup final next week with Rhiannon Hughes again joining us on our 4th official Patreon site. As you can see on the ticket at the bottom, come and join us at Patreon if you're not already a Patreon subscriber. Loads coming up over the next few days. And today, exclusive interview with the head of media at Kilmarnock FC, Lachlan Hyatt, dropped for all the subscribers. Really good insight into what's been an excellent season for Derek McInnes's side, a season that saw him rewarded with a brand new 3-year contract, which was announced last night. Aside from that, as I say, we've got the big preview recording tonight, and also over this week we've recorded this series of Squad Game, which will be with you over the course of the weekend, looking at Gareth Southgate's options for Euro 2024. So loads happening. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I'll speak to you again next time. Goodbye.